Yo, what's going on guys, your boy Rizu here, and welcome to Black Ops 7. So finally, here we are talking to another video in Black Ops 7. I know the last time I made a video about it, it was about the bot lobby. Now I know my uploading schedule is pretty out there at this point. I mean, I really don't know what to actually upload. Obviously, I am doing the camo grind. You guys can see right here, I am currently almost done with the Singularity camo. All I really need to do is get Singularity for some of these guns. Let's see. It says 4 out of 6. Wait, did I not do one of these guns? All right, I still need to do the Drabic, the Carbine, or the Carbon. The Drabic, yeah, the Drabic and Carbon. And those two, the last SMGs I have to do to get Arc Light, and then after that, I have to do the pistols, which I'm not sure how good the pistols are in this game. I know for a fact that the Coda 9 is actually really good, aka the Cap 40, and then of course this is the B23R. But I'm not sure. I haven't really like tried anything. I mean, I did try the Jaeger, and it is pretty strong. But yeah, anyways, I do want to talk about a couple of things, and that is of course Black Ops 7 state at this moment. So obviously everyone's on the same boat where people think that this game is probably one of the worst Black Ops games of all time, which I actually disagree. I think this Black Ops game is actually really good. I think the only problem I have with it, of course, is I guess the connectivity for me, because overall when I like playing this game for like almost like maybe around a week now, like oh, hold on. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, playing this game like around a week now. Honestly, it feels really great. I really like the way that the multiplayer feels. It definitely reminds me a lot of MW3 for some reason. And personally for me, I actually did like MW3. The one thing I will never understand from COD players is that why do people hate on MW3 when that game was legit one of, if not the best COD games we had, probably since oh, Jesus. Probably since Cold War, because honestly, I always will say this. I think Cold War is actually a really good game on its base core. Obviously, the launch is what really kind of like killed it because, well, there weren't really much content in the beginning. And not only that, we really have to depend on content on games nowadays, because if there's like no live service content for any of these games, I promise you, the game will instantly die. But yeah, so far, I definitely do think that Black Ops 7 is a really good COD game. And I don't know why people actually think that this is actually a bad COD game. And I just got, no, you're not getting that. Nope, you're not getting that. Fuck you. Because if you're gonna base it and, you know, judge it off just because of the campaign, then you're a fucking moron. If you really want to judge the campaign, go to Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, if not, it had one of the worst campaigns as well. And yet, it's still the most beloved Call of Duty game we've ever had. It's the same situation here. I kind of compared this game more to Black Ops 3, mainly because of that. Both the campaigns are absolutely terrible, but also the multiplayer. I think both the multiplayers of BO3 and BO7 are very similar in their own way, with wall jumping being a really unique thing that they actually added in. Even though we technically did have wall jumping back in Advanced Warfare. But honestly, this game's multiplayer is actually really smooth. I actually do like the multiplayer. Honestly, it's a very fun multiplayer. I'm actually enjoying it way more than Black Ops 6. And I will still say this. I think Black Ops 6's multiplayer is probably, if not one of the worst multiplayers we've ever had. Solely because of the launch. Like really, the game's launch for that game, it's absolutely fucking terrible. The maps are absolutely dog shit. The weapons for me, I really did not like the weapons. I got tired of using like old school weapons, because I'm gonna tell you guys a secret right now. Despite how much I love Black Ops 1, COD World War 2, and some other games like World at War, the one thing that I get tired of is playing a World War 2 game. I don't know why. Or even a Cold War game. And honestly, I love those games. Don't get me wrong. I love Black Ops 1. I love Cold War. I love World War 2. But the thing is here is that for some reason, anytime there's a World War 2 game, I'm just not as hooked as like anyone else would be. Like for example, with World at War, honestly, I wasn't really playing the multiplayer as much, and I ended up playing COD 4. Or with Black Ops 1, you know, when Black Ops 1 came out, despite being one of my most favorite Black Ops games of all time, I always find myself playing either COD 4 or MW2 over it, mainly because I get sick and tired of playing games like that. I guess like the setting of it really doesn't interest me. What really interests me is obviously the modern era, and of course the futuristic era, which is this one right here, or even BO3 all the way up to Infinite Warfare. Which is why I always think that games that are set in the past are usually the most boring, at least for me. But obviously my least favorite Call of Duty game is gonna be MW2. I fucking despise that game. Even though I had so many hours actually playing into that game, I still think that's the worst COD game we've ever had. I still don't understand like why people even still hate on this game, because they never played this game before. I can promise you that. People will say that this is a BO6 reskin, but I promise you, like, play this game and you'll understand that this is way better than BO6. Not only are the maps like absolutely beautiful and actually, you know, a good variety maps, which by the way, the reason why I'm on Nuketown is mainly because of the camo grind. If I finish this camo grind, I'm never touching Nuketown again, because I'm actually really tired of playing Nuketown, but this is why I'm playing Nuketown. just for the camos. But once I'm done, yeah, goodbye Nuketown. I'm never playing Nuketown ever again. I love you, but I'm really tired of playing you. The weapons feel like very unique to each other. Like every single weapon just feels entirely brand new, because that's a cool thing about Call of Duty is that because anytime we're in the past or in like the modern era, we're not really innovating when it comes to guns. Like for example, with the M4, you know, being in so many COD games now, like in Cold War it's called the XM4, Black Ops 6 calls the XM4. As for like futuristic games, like for example Black Ops 7, BO3, etc., they're able to keep like, you know, they're able to do that because, you know, at the end of the day, it's fiction. It's supposed to be a fun game for everyone. And here's another thing too I want to talk about. And that is, of course, why do people think that Call of Duty was always a realistic FPS shooter? This game is never a realistic shooter. Do you find it realistic at all? Obviously, that's a really bad example, but I will be talking about that as well. And that is, why do people think that Call of Duty was always a realistic shooter game? When it comes to campaigns, I totally agree. I feel like the campaign should be at least, you know, somewhat realistic with it. Obviously with COD 4, like that could actually happen in real life. And then of course with MW2, like really, do you really find realistic where Soap and Roach actually, you know, ride a fucking snowmobile and just start shooting people with perfect aimbot? Like, do you really find that realistic? The one game that will actually get props, or actually there's two games actually. There's two games that will actually get props, and that is COD World War II and World at War. Those two games' campaign, oh, absolutely chef's kiss. I really do love those two campaigns. But even so, like, there's still some unrealistic stuff. World at War, and then they actually put an Easter egg where you're able to use a fucking ray gun, and people still called it realistic, and that is the most stupidest things of all time. Now, obviously, someone will say like, oh, the multiplayer should be realistic. Like, no, it never was realistic. In COD 4, there was this mode called old school mode. Do you really think that people in real life can jump that high and grab perks and, you know, grab guns right from a fucking floating thing, whatever it's called? Like, do you think that was realistic? Or right here's another example. How about people actually flung all the way to the other side of the map? That is not realistic at all, buddy. I'm sorry, but that's not. Or let's go to everyone's favorite game, Black Ops 2. You had diamond camo. Do you think that was realistic? Zombies, for crying out. Actually, no. In general, zombies is never realistic. I don't know why people think that zombies should be realistic. It should never be realistic. The only time they ever tried making a realistic zombies was COD World War II. And yet people still hate it because really there was no innovation. Now, so that's what makes it really boring. And obviously, I'm not going to sit here and actually say like, you know, Call of Duty should not be realistic. I feel like that would be a very interesting thing that they should do still, because, you know, at the end of the day, realism in games is actually pretty cool because they actually teach you like the horrors of war or some other stuff that they can actually teach you with the game as well. That not a lot of people actually end up teaching you because, well, it's too graphic to even say it in schools. But having it shown in games is actually pretty interesting. Like for example, with World War II, like, damn, like there was a lot of stuff I didn't know during like the World War era. And when I was playing that campaign for World at War, I could see the true horrors of that game and what Treyarch was actually showing us with that game as well. But overall, Call of Duty was never a realistic game. Like, never say that again, because honestly, anytime people actually come to the comment section, like in some TikToks where, you know, Call of Duty was what happened to my Milsim game skins or some other stuff, and what happened to my realistic Call of Duty game, like, trust me, it was never a realistic COD game. Like, it never was. There was never a single game that's actually so realistic. I think the only game that was really realistic with the COD franchise, and that is of course Modern Warfare 2019. Now obviously I understand why people love Modern Warfare 2019 because of its realism, which, like I said, I understand that, but honestly for me, I fucking hate that game because of the stuff that they actually did. But I will say though, I will give props to Modern Warfare 2019. And that is of course the realism. Okay, yeah, no, they have those fucking raps. I'm not thinking that. One thing I will actually give props to Modern Warfare 2019 is of course the realism it has. Because honestly, when I played the campaign, that was actually such a good campaign. The graphics were absolutely beautiful and realistic. The gunplay felt amazing. And obviously that, in some case, you know, it is realism. I understand why people absolutely love Modern Warfare 2019. But overall, Call of Duty is never a realistic game. So stop saying that it's a realistic game, because if you really think about it, COD was never meant to be a realistic shooter. It's supposed to be a fun, arcadey game. But overall, what I think of Black Ops 7 either way, I definitely think that this game is actually really good. I actually do find this more enjoyable than Black Ops 6. And honestly, I can actually see myself playing this game over Black Ops 6 because honestly, I have no reason for me to go back to Black Ops 6. I'm sorry, but I'm not going back to that fucking game. And then Zombies, I have not tried Zombies yet, but I already heard so many good things about it. And I saw the new map as well, and I really need to get started with that camel grind, so that way once I get all those camels out of the way, I can finally enjoy the game and, you know, play what it's meant for. I'm gonna be grinding all the camels as well, like, you know, all the prestige camels, all the prestige rewards. I'm gonna be doing all of that. But overall, I really do think that this is gonna be a good year for Call of Duty. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have been asking themselves, should I buy Black Ops 7? If you were a fan of Modern Warfare 3 2023, I think this game will be for you, mainly because there is so much content, and honestly, if you really want to, like, you know, complete some stuff, like for example, complete the singularity camo, or complete the zombies camo, or the campaign camo, do all of that, and then if you feel like you want to do more, you can always go to the weapon prestige, and you can see right here that there is more to prestige. Like right here, you're able to get some camos here, an animated camo, which looks pretty cool. Like there's so many things you can actually do for this game. Like look at all this. These are BO2 camos that were transferred, and they look sick as fuck. Or if you're not really digging those camos, you can always go over here and you can see that you have all the other BO2 camos, like this one right here. And of course, we got Cyborg, we got Dragon, we got Pack-a-Punch. Where is Pack-a-Punch? Yeah, here's Pack-a-Punch right here. And then, you know, Weaponized 115, which by the way, I think as soon as I get this camo, I am only going to be rocking Weaponized 115. I'm never going to use any of the Mastery camos, because I personally do think that the Mastery camos are not really that great. I think the only one that's really good for me is definitely Singularity. It just looks really nice. But overall, if you really did like Modern Warfare 3, I feel like this would be a good year to get COD. So yeah, I still have faith in COD. I just really wish they put more effort on actually innovating the multiplayer, zombies, and maybe even a campaign as well. Because if we're being realistic here, I feel like the one thing that's really killing Call of Duty, it's definitely the item shop, which is right here. I feel like they put so much effort into this, which is why Black Ops 6 was so, like, really hated, mainly because of this fucking store. And I would even say this, that Warzone really ruined Call of Duty, and honestly, I don't understand why they keep going with Warzone and why they prioritize Warzone when it should really be focusing on the multiplayer and zombies and trying to make them free to play. Because trust me, if it was free to play, I promise you right now that all these skins that they want to release, you know, the whole wacky skins, trust me, no one will complain. Why do you think Call of Duty Mobile is doing so well? It's because it's a free-to-play game, and obviously they're allowed to do those goofy skins because at the end of the day, it's a free-to-play game, and that's really what actually strives throughout the whole gaming industry now. But yeah, overall, I do think the game is really good, and do I really emphasize you to buy this game? Honestly, if you really want to try this game, if you have an Xbox or a PC, please give it a shot with at least get the Game Pass. It's only like 10 bucks or 13 bucks. Like try it just for 1 month and see if you like it or not. But like I said, do not judge it off of the campaign, judge it off of the multiplayer and zombies, of course, because you know, that's what really actually determines whether or not you'll actually buy the game. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. But yeah, it's your boy Rizu, and I'll see you guys later with another video. Adios.
Yeah.